Yeah, look, I really don't know how to react to this news, and it's definitely something I don't know if I'm really super happy about as a massive Spider-Man fan, but it's also like, what the hell? It's just something I have to report on. Again, for those of you who haven't seen, it's being said that Willem Dafoe has teased a Green Goblin MCU return in Spider-Man 4 by saying, I could come back. Spider-Man 4 is slated for release in July 2026. Yeah, he's still something of a Green Goblin himself. In an interview with Entertainment Tonight, Willem Dafoe isn't ruling out another round as Norman Osborn. We'll see. We'll see. I could come back. Tom was great to work with, and the whole series of Spider-Man films that I did were great fun. Again, I think people forget that this guy wasn't just in Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man No Way Home. In fact, that he had cameo roles in Spider-Man 2 and 3, but I'd just like to point out that they felt like more than cameo roles because they actually have like something really cool to do with the story, and it really progresses, obviously, Harry Osborn as a character with Willem Dafoe just in his ear like the whole time. It is definitely something really, really awesome, and I personally feel like we don't need to see Willem Dafoe return as Green Goblin. If I was to say, I think Green Goblin and Willem Dafoe had their happy ending in Spider-Man. Now, of course, in number 1, 2, and 3, he was a massive villain. In 4, he was a even more ruthless villain, it felt like, which was No Way Home, of course. And at the end of the day, he got redeemed. Like, Tom Holland and Tobey Maguire as Peter Parker were able to basically cure him. And I don't really know what this means in the Spider-Man universe. Does this mean now in the timeline that Willem Dafoe's Norman Osborn is all of a sudden somewhat alive in Tobey Maguire's movies? Again, I really don't know. They don't explain that at all. So unless he comes back in some capacity as like just Norman Osborn, would be probably the only way that would make sense. Because at the end of the day, this Green Goblin should either be dead or cured, and now just Norman Osborn doing his thing. There should be no Green Goblin really anymore. That is, of course, Willem Dafoe. And the thing is as well, even though Green Goblin is the main Spider-Man villain, and some people say it's very similar to the Batman, how you can't have the Batman without the Joker. A lot of people say you can't have Spider-Man without Green Goblin. But the thing is, I don't necessarily know if we've seen enough of Green Goblin, but Green Goblin and Norman Osborn were in Spider-Man 1, 2, 3, technically The Amazing Spider-Man 2, but no one really cares, and Spider-Man No Way Home, and now he's going to be the main villain of the third Spider-Man game, and was Norman Osborn in the other two. I just think there are so many great Spider-Man villains. It's pretty much the best rogues gallery in the world, other than maybe Batman. Let's explore some of these other characters in these movies, like a Scorpion who was introduced in Spider-Man Homecoming that we just haven't seen him actually be Scorpion. Again, he was Matt Gargan in that movie. Wouldn't it be awesome to see a Martin Lee and him become Mr. Negative, and how that affects Peter Parker and Spider-Man? So many awesome villains. Felicia Hardy as Black Cat. How have we not seen her in live action? Please, if you cast Sydney Sweeney as Black Cat, I will literally shoot all garlic aioli sauce out of my private parts. Or even Madeline Klein. Again, I'll shoot even more garlic aioli sauce out of my private parts. Like, this is just the reality of things. There are so many good Spider-Man villains out there. It's really like, why are we needing Norman Osborn and Green Goblin again for a while? Again, I think this is just Willem Dafoe teasing that he could maybe come back one day. Again, even though Willem Dafoe is nearly 70 years old, he literally doesn't look like he has aged. You put some, brown hair dye in him, and the man doesn't look like he has aged. He could literally play Tom Holland's version of Norman Osborn as well in that universe. Like, they could literally introduce Norman Osborn in one of the movies and be like, look, this is now Tom's Norman Osborn, this isn't Toby's, and You know, they could still have it as Willem Dafoe. Like, the man just doesn't age. He has looked the same for a million years, and they could hire a Harry Osborn. But again, by the time they get to that, he'll be probably like 75. And yeah, you're probably not going to do that. You're probably just going to get a new Norman Osborn in. But I think there's definitely a capacity for him to return. One thing I think he should actually return in is the rumored report that I talked about on this channel, that they're going to be making a Spider-Man animated villains film in their animated universe of Spider-Verse films. And wouldn't it be awesome if they had a villains film and they had Norman Osborn and he was voice acted by, of course, Willem Dafoe? I think that would be absolutely kick-ass, and everyone would love that. It would literally kind of immortalize, I think, Willem Dafoe as like Green Goblin, which is crazy to think that, yeah, he just really is Green Goblin, and it doesn't seem like there's no one else who can play the role because of the amazing effort he not only put in Spider-Man 1, but him screaming at Harry Osborn in 2 and 3, specifically 3, I think, and then the performance he put in No Way Home. Again, let's get this man in animated. I don't know how good his voice acting is. I'm sure it's probably good. I'm sure he's trained in everything. Let's get this man to voice act Norman Osborn in a Spider-Man villains film or Beyond the Spider-Verse, all of the above. Let's make it happen. But again, if you haven't already, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for all the latest, Spider-Man news, gaming content, all of the above. Don't forget to comment your thoughts and opinions on this all down below. Are you guys excited for a Spider-Man villains film? And whatever, do you think Willem Dafoe could return as Green Goblin, I should say, in Spider-Man 4, or how do you think they're going to go? Again, I'd very much like to know, but as I was saying, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.